Hello one and all and welcome back aboard the home of Hype Train Football Club. It's game day 3 in East Berkshire Football League's Division One on Saturday the 17th of October 2020 as we made the journey out to the Slough region to take on Stoke Poges Saints in what's been dubbed as the EBFL YouTube Derby. So far this season we were edged out by Ivor Heath in a tense and gripping opening day contest before we bounced back with a 1-0 home win over Hambledon the following weekend. Lining up in our changed gold and red strip for the occasion, we started with the big man Jack Grosh in between the sticks, whilst we started with Marin Pendoff and Martin King in the heart of defence, flanked on either side by Robert Austin and Rod Stevens. In midfield, Sam Bolwell was joined by Colin Sakenchi and Callum Fox-Spence, with Dom Clark and John Watkins in starting berths on the wing. Phil Newport led the line in attack, whilst we had the talents of Jamie Carter, Chris Marshall and Sammy Seville to call upon in this heightened league encounter. Ready for kickoff? If you like the content we produce here at the Hype Train and at Hype Train FC, make sure to like this video, hit that subscribe button and check out our team on our dedicated website, hypetrainfc.com. The first chance of the game was one of many set pieces for the home side as they look to dink in a ball into the box. The ball goes to the edge of the box and is headed on, but it goes harmlessly wide. Having collected the ball, taking his time in the penalty area, Jack Grosh assesses his options before he decides to punt the ball down the pitch. The ball falls in between their midfield and their defence, with the ball headed back to Phil Newport, who heads on to Dom Clark. Dom then squares back to Callum, who then plays a 1-2 with Phil. Phil then cuts back to Callum, who takes a shot, but it goes harmlessly over the bar. Stoke Poges have a throw-in from the left-hand side and Fat Albert's taking the throw. He takes it down well, the midfielder, and cuts back in before laying it off to one of their midfielders. The shot, though, hits Dom Clark's head and goes out for a corner. Another throw down the right-hand side sees Fat Albert pick up the ball, and he's challenged well by Colin Sakenchi, but the referee gives away a free kick. After the cheap free kick, the home side have the ball again from a corner after we clear first time, and then we clear again from the corner. The ball is still though in danger as they clear it back out. One of their players takes a touch in a second before it goes out to their set piece taker, their right back. He floats in a ball, and in the box is Fat Albert, who hits a header that goes just over the bar. The ball's high up in the air again as we're going down the right hand side with John Watkins battling with two Stoke Poges players. Phil does well to chest down and then play in John for a 1-2 with Phil receiving the ball again. He sets and takes a shot but is well saved by the goalkeeper Gibson. Another opportunity down the right hand side with Rod as he looks to pick out John or Phil down the right hand side. The ball's eventually played back to Rod and then Rod back into the feet of the forward, but the ball eventually cleared out to Callum Fox-Spence. He's a good one as he takes one touch and a volley, but the goalkeeper saves well. Next, we see a battle in midfield as Marin Pendoff clears down the line looking for Dom Clark. Dom and Collins eventually charge into midfield with Collins winning the ball well, but their midfielder looks to control it, but Dom stabs the ball away. Phil Newport's away and he's down the touchline, but he's grappled and brought down by one of the Stoke Poges defenders, giving us a free kick. Rod stands over the free kick as he looks for his options for either for a shot or a cross. He opts for the cross that's flashed in between Martin King, but it's cleared away for a corner. The referee doesn't have his best day at the office as he fails to pick up on the fact that Martin's clattered by Fat Albert as he wins a header. The ball though's played on and they picked up the ball well on the left hand side before there's a cross into their midfielder Kari at the edge of the box. He cuts in on his left hand side and takes a shot, but it's blocked. It falls out to one of their other players and it's blocked again as the ball falls then out to Fat Albert, who's challenged by Sam Bolwell, the smallest player on the pitch. The referee judges it to be a free kick. From 25 yards out, the home side have an opportunity here to strike the first effort at goal, but unfortunately for them, the effort falls straight into Jack's hands. Jack doesn't take any time on the ball as he looks straight upfield for Phil and Callum. With Phil and the defender squaring for the ball, it's both missed. Callum then runs on and takes a left-footed shot, but their goalkeeper Gibson makes a very good save to keep the score 0-0. Then, in typical Saturday League fashion, there's a bit of a scramble at around the half an hour mark as Marin Pendoff squares up with one of their defenders. He brings him down eventually, which leads to the two players coming into a bit of a scuffle. Both of the teams get into it and their captain Colin Tierney slaps one of our players. It's all going over the place, but eventually we break it up. We're heading right for half-time as Stoke Poges have a play from the left-hand side. A header's cleared out to their left-sided player who looks to get the ball in, but Collins does well to collect the ball. He starts galloping down the right-hand side and sees a couple of players. He jinks away from one of their men who takes him out, but the referee doesn't see anything in it for some reason. And then as Stoke Poges look up to play on, they win a cheap free kick for virtually nothing because we try to clear our lines. Not awarding the free kick on Collins just moments before has cost the team dearly just before half-time as Stoke Poges whip the ball into the box and it's cleared. We look to clear our lines but the ball's bobbling about all over the place and we're unable to do so, with Stoke Poges back on the attack on the left-hand side. The ball's whipped in at the back post with Marin Pendorf's header unable to clear the lines, with their forward Sam Manton heading straight towards goal, and we're unable to clear on the line as they open the scoring just before half-time. And again, I'll stress that this is all because they couldn't give a foul on Collins just before half-time. Into the second half now, Stoke Poges have the first opportunity to open the scoring as they pick up a loose ball in midfield and drive down the left-hand side. They look up and they've got time on the ball to turn and cut in, and the eventual cross comes in at the back post. It drives in as they hit a volley, but Jack saves well. There's a follow-up rebound that's cut back towards one of their midfielders, but it goes agonisingly wide. We then have an opportunity to open the scoring for ourselves as Rod Stevens has a dead ball that's floated into the back post. We win the first ball with Dom Clark jumping well, but Phil's shot is wide from the half volley. Coming on strong in the second half, we weren't to be deterred an equaliser, and our fortunes finally did change in the game when we're able to get the ball down for Callum Fox-Spence. He plays it to Bolwell, who then dinks in John Watkins on the right, but the ball falls dead on the pitch as their left back's able to clear down the line. The clearance doesn't go very far as Rod Stevens picks up, and he delivers a first-time cross that goes straight into the feet of Phil Newport. Phil's first touch is great as he then shoots past the goalkeeper, giving us a deserved equaliser. Having just equalised, there's some more good interplay between the team, which starts down the right hand side. Sammy Seville and Rod do well to do 1-2s between each other, with Callum Fox-Spence being played in. Callum finds Phil, who then has an opportunity to look up. He's got a few players around him but does well to pick up Marin. Marin looks up and he eventually finds the ball left to myself, Rob. I look up, I've got one touch in me and then I give it to Dom. The ball's played back in and I cross for Bolwell at the back post unmarked. Bolwell takes a shot that's saved well and then it comes back out and it's cleared. There's the first of a few yellow cards for the home team at hand, with Stoke Poges looking for a second goal. The ball falls out to one of their men and it's a loose touch as he takes out Callum, who then takes out Bolwell as we're looking to clear the ball. We're in the midst of a good spell in the second half and we're able to pick out Sammy Seville down the right hand side. Sammy controls the ball down his left and then plays it in with his outside of his boot. Callum is then body checked but there's no foul. The game's still poised at 1-1 as Rod Stevens has an opportunity from a corner to flash one in. The ball's cleared out and it's gone back into the box from Chris Marshall. The ball is eventually cleared at the second time of asking, leaving Fat Albert to get between two of our players before trying a 1-2. Chris Marshall picks up the pieces and plays in Dom Clark, who's now playing left back. The ball is then flashed over brilliantly for Phil Newport to control well. He tries a dink shot over the goalkeeper, but it's saved well. The follow-up header goes inches wide and we should really be ahead. It's from a Poges goal kick where we're finally able to turn the tide of war in our favour as Callum Fox-Spence does brilliantly to win a header. Jamie Carter takes one touch and frees Phil Newport down the left hand side, with Carter running into the box and Sammy Seville at the back. The low cross falls straight out to Sammy, who dinks it back in, with Sam Bolwell at hand to head back towards goal, giving us the lead in the second half. It's from another Stoke Poges goal kick where we find that fortune goes against us this time. There's a ball that bobbles in midfield with their number 9 collecting the ball. Takes one touch and frees their forward Sam Manton in the box. Manton takes a shot that's saved well by Jack and the follow-up is saved on the line by Dom Clark's hand with the referee giving a penalty. Fat Albert steps up to take responsibility for the set piece and his effort goes straight and hard down the middle to equalise the game at 2-2 with about 5 or so minutes left to play. Having just blown the lead in embarrassing fashion, there's a moment that's even more embarrassing for the home side as Callum does well to win the ball down the right hand side. We win a throw-in, but as you see, their player throws himself to the floor with no actual injury, with their lino pushing him onto the pitch. We tried to play on with the throw-in, but the referees called it back. This is such an embarrassing moment for the home team, but it's what you can expect at grassroots level when you're trying to preserve a point. From that eventual throw-in, Rod Stevens and Sammy Seville combine again down the right-hand side with Sammy chesting down for Rod to cross. Rod's cross loops up in the air and falls to Chris Marshall, and it's headed towards goal, but it's no threat to Gibson in goal. Disaster then struck for the team in the final seconds of the game as they whip in a corner at the back post. Their captain, Chris Tierney's climbing over Marin. He wins the ball, and then he stabs home the rebound, but we protest the referee, who tells us that he doesn't see anything in the action, despite the fact that you see their captain jumping and using his elbow on Marin's neck. There's a last gasp opportunity to steal a point right at the end, and the play starts on the right hand side as Sammy Seville picks up the ball. He does a quick stumble, but he's able to control the ball well and play it in midfield, with Barwell and Callum doing a nice 1-2. Barwell looks down the line and their defender stabs onto his own goal, with Chris Marshall striding on. Their defender though does well to cover. In what was a match that lived up to the occasion with comebacks and last-second drama, the outcome ultimately fell against the squad as we succumbed to defeat against Stoke Poges at the very, very, very last. Well done to the host for picking up the points on this occasion. We can't wait for the return fixture later down the road. Make sure you join us next time as we turn our attentions to cup competition, as we made the trip to the Embrook School to take on Woking and Embrook's development squad in what was the opening group stage game of the Legea Ultimate 11 Cup. Until next time, believe the hype.